Hello, Frags and Beer family. Welcome back to Beard Wizard Reviews. Sorry I missed you the last couple of days. I had a doctor's appointment on Wednesday after work, and yesterday I had to go pick up my truck from the body shop. So after that piece of garbage keyed my hood, luckily she was caught and she's being charged with 30 counts of felony destruction of property and also for hitting a state-supported vehicle, meaning a vehicle being paid for by the state taxpayers. So luckily she was caught, and my truck is good. Insurance covered most of it, and my employer covered the rest. So thankfully, I didn't have to pay any extra to get that cleaned up. But I had to go pick her up yesterday, and so I just got back late both days and really didn't have a lot of time to do much. So we're back on a Friday. It's new release day. We're going to take a look at Tom MacDonald's new release, New World Order, that he did with Calhoun. But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe, click that red button, and join the Frags of Beer family. I really want to get to 1,000. I know I kept saying by the end of the year, and that was a lofty goal, and I was really shooting for it. But at the end of the day, the year anniversary of me really getting back into streaming and starting the show that Indie Spotlight, and that turned into this Beard Wizard Reviews. I started that in April last year, so we're coming up on the year anniversary of that, and I'd really love to hit that 1,000 mark by April. So we're at 808, I think, 807, 808. So hit that red button, bring your friends, share it out in your Discord channels, Reddit, wherever you want to share this, wherever you think people would be interested. And let's bring people to the channel. Let's get that count up so I could start giving away more books, and so we can get to 1,000. So you can also check out the other ways in the video description below to support the channel, like thebeardstruggle.com, Geek Grind Coffee, etc., etc. All right, so new release day, we're going to take a look at Tom MacDonald's New World Order. We'll talk about the music, pauses necessary, all of that good stuff. If you're in the live stream, say hi, let me know you're here. If you're watching the recording, let me know what you think. There's going to be more content today and this weekend. I got a new show I will be bringing you shortly after we're done here. And then I'm going to be bringing you some more Tarkov and possibly some Valheim tonight and tomorrow night. So stay tuned for all of that. So here we go. I'm going to jump into Tom MacDonald and Calhoun, New World Order.
Here's the problem with America, the country is broken, cause they minds stay closed, but they mouths stay open. Get attacked and we blame terrorists, go broken, we blame the price, blame racists for the racism, but only if his skin is white. If we don't need guns, cause we can call the police. We don't need fire extinguishers, call a fireman, please. You didn't want to build
that. So he starts off really hard, like he does a lot of times, and I want to say, right out of the gate, I like this song, but I don't think it's his strongest when it comes to this particular format or topic. I still think he hit it out of the park with like Fake Woke. But this one is good. I just don't think it's quite as good as he was with that. And that point he makes right there is a very good one, and it's a very valid point. I don't always agree with everything Tom says. I know a lot of people are like that. Like, I agree with some things he says, I disagree with other things. In general, I think he's got a pretty good message for most things. But that point right there where people always say you don't need guns, just call the cops, is kind of the same thing as thinking you don't need a fire extinguisher because you can just call the fire department and wait for them to get there. Whatever your stance on guns is, it is a stupid argument to say just call the cops. If somebody has invaded your home or somebody is attacking you, you may not even be able to call the police, much less wait for them to get there. So whether you agree with people being able to own firearms or not, using that argument is in itself dishonest and frankly stupid. It's a stupid argument, and it's just as stupid as saying, why do you need a fire extinguisher in your kitchen? Just call the fire department if you have a kitchen fire. That's a dumb argument. It's the same thing.
the wall and now the border is weak. Your favorite actor has a gate that's like 15 feet.
So I should back that up a little bit because we missed some of that.
We don't need fire extinguishers, call a fireman, please. You didn't want to build a wall and now the border is weak. Your favorite actor has a gate that's like 15 feet. Racism is gay, if you're offended, that's retarded. And tolerance is great until you speak and you're a target. If a white man paints his face black, he's a racist piece of garbage. But you put him in a dress and he's courageous and he's gorgeous. All these double standards, man, I'm tired of the noise. Freedom's an illusion if they censor your voice. Call a dad a deadbeat for neglecting his boys. But a mom kills a baby and you call it pro-choice. You act...
There's a lot to unpack in that particular section right there, that verse. And the one thing that you can pull out of all of that is, tolerance is great until you say something somebody else doesn't like. I know people will talk about, well, you can't tolerate everything. I'm not saying that you have to agree with or like everything that people say, or you have to think that what people do is okay. Obviously, you can speak out against things that people do or say that you don't agree with. But some people take that intolerance a little far, a little to the extreme. And I think there's a purpose to him opening it up with the way he inserted a lot of words that people would consider offensive in a string, in a sentence that's really nonsensical. There's a point there, like that was intended to offend because those are words that are all considered things we can't say, or ways we can't use those words because they're offensive. And sometimes you have to think about, why are they offensive and why do we give words that much power? It's a good question. I know that things are offensive. I know I don't say certain things in front of anybody. Certain words are just not even part of my vocabulary. I don't ever say them. And there are some words that I just don't say in front of some people. I don't tend to cuss a lot in front of women, for example. It's just the way I was raised. That's just one of those things that, but again, why do we give words so much power? And that's an intentional usage there, I think, to do that.
You call it pro-choice. You act like you're so much better than us. Yeah, we know that. Who told you that you so special to a new world order? Your facts ain't facts without censoring us. Yeah, we know that. Good job, you lose. Here's your medal to a new world order.
Why they hate the flag, they try to burn it to the ground. Don't do that in front of me, I'ma let off a round. Pow, scream loud, burn the city down now. Put it on the news, make them all feel proud. Look, make a system where 85% of black people fill the prison. Is it cause they black or they make bad decisions? I ain't good at math, but it seems like it's division. Or is it white privilege? I believe politicians need to be locked up. Try to take our freedoms, that's how you get shot up. Got our back against the wall, try to just stop us. More guns, more ammunition, please stock up. Election gets rigged, rights get infringed. Take this syringe, frighten your kids, show up right where you live. Make me wanna grab a rifle and just go.
You act like you're...
I'm not too familiar. We haven't had Adam on the channel. I'm not real familiar with his work. He seems all right, like as a rapper. Nothing in this particular verse anyway jumps out at me as extraordinary. He's got a good voice for it. He's got a good rhythm for it. His message, I personally, being a veteran and my father having been a veteran, several members of my family, the flag is something that's a very important symbol to me. It always has been. And yeah, while I agree that I'm glad we live in a country where people are allowed to burn it. I just hate to see it. It bothers me to the core when people do that. But on the flip side, I'm glad we live in a country where that is okay. I don't want to say okay, but that it's legal, that they can do that. And I think the people who do that need to think about that. Like, I know that the people who are doing that are trying to make a statement about how bad things are here, but quite frankly, while this country isn't and never will be perfect, it's one of the few places in the world where you can do what you're doing. So I think sometimes there's a lack of perspective. There are a lot of things we can do to fix things. There's a lot of things that need to be fixed. But try doing that somewhere else. There's not a lot of places where you could do that legally. So it's just something to think about. Perspective is a pretty important factor there.
Just go.
You act like you're so much better than us. Yeah, we know that. Who told you that you so special? To a new world order. Your facts ain't facts without censoring us. Yeah, we know that. Good job, you lose. Here's your medal. To a new world order. And everyone blames white folks for every little bitty thing. We don't have no one to blame, we take responsibility. They tell you be a man, then call it toxic masculinity. Then when you act too feminine, they call it white fragility.
I don't understand trans man with humility. I'm just trying to raise my kid the best of my ability. If I disagree, you try to cancel, get rid of me. You cancer, you can't be the answer, you killing me.
And I hate white supremacy just as much as you, but I ain't feeling guilty for something I didn't do. The system's killing everyone, it sucks but it's true. They kill you, then they broadcast it and call it the news.
Or they'll brainwash you through social media feeds. And if you disagree, delete you immediately. Make America China pretty easy to see. I will always remember the land of the free.
You act like you're so much better than us. Yeah, we know that. Who told you that you so special? To a new world order. Your facts ain't facts without censoring us. Yeah, we know that. Good job, you lose. Here's your medal. To a new world order.
All right. Cool song. Interesting. Again, I don't think it's his strongest song when it comes to this topic. There is, what I'm glad of is there's new content in there. I think I mentioned in one of the previous videos that some of his verses and some of his passages were starting to feel repetitive. So I'm glad to see new material being worked into his songs. Again, I'm not too familiar with Adam Calhoun. Looks like they're doing a whole album together. Cool. We may look at Adam on the show. He is on my list. I just haven't gotten around to actually digging into his catalog and seeing what I want to pull in and take a look at on the show. It is a tough topic. It is a controversial topic. And unfortunately, there's a lot of points there that are right that, people will hate on you for just simply not agreeing. And they will turn around and tell you, well, it's because you're not agreeing is because you don't think I have the right to exist. And I've never really heard anybody, from this perspective ever say, I don't think so-and-so should exist. I would think in a lot of cases we're actually all working toward the same goal. We have just different ways of getting there. I think if you talk to both Tom and Adam, they believe everybody should have the right to express themselves, to have the same benefits and privileges in this country. Everybody should have the same rights in this country. You're going to get the same answer from me. But we don't all agree on how we get there. We don't all agree on even what a right is, because some people have been told things are rights that aren't even rights, and they're really privileges or they're benefits or they're whatever. But I think we should all have the same ones. We should all be able to love who we want to love and do what we want to do as long as we're not hurting somebody else. We should all have the same opportunities, the same roadblocks removed from in front of us to achieve happiness, all of that. Everyone. I don't care where they come from or who they love or who they pray to or what they look like. Doesn't matter to me. But anyway, cool song. It is a little shorter too. Tom's songs tend to take a little longer. But interesting one. Not my favorite, but still good. So let me know in the comments what you think. And Hangover Gang, I know we haven't talked much. I haven't seen you guys around as much. I don't know if I pissed you guys off or not, but let me know in the comments what you think of the show, and check out other stuff on the channel. I will be back in a little bit with more. We're bringing you a new show here soon, so new content, new stuff. I will explain it all on the flip side. I will see you all again soon. You have a great one. Much love. Bye.